the diversity of America is absolutely our unfair advantage in the world. And we need to lean into that unfair advantage. We have people from all over the world, backgrounds, experiences that contribute to the businesses that we run, the enterprises that we start, the opportunity to drive the world forward in some very creative and expressive and exciting things, technology being one of them. And we all know that, a wider aperture of perspective in addressing a problem increases the probability of returns and lessens the risk in those businesses. And so that's our unfair advantage. When I look at our development teams really around the world and in the US, I mean, there are people from all over in all walks of life in some respects, backgrounds. And I think that's what we really need to lean into as Americans. So it isn't necessarily tied to event, but it's just tied to the fact that we need to engage all of our citizenry. There's other countries which have multiples the sizes of the populations that we have, but they're not as diverse. And if they have access to the same compute that we do, but they don't have access to the same perspectives on how to utilize it, then they will be more narrow in what they can accomplish relative to us. And so we have to understand that in the world of AI, you've got to train these models really with the broadest perspective as possible. And you're not going to get that if you don't have a broad coalition of people at the table, in embedding these models with the information or insights or the aperture of where we need to go capture those insights. But from what I can tell, most of the executives that I deal with are saying, yeah, we have to, adhere to the law, but what we're going to do is ensure that we hire the best people for the jobs that we can, for the jobs that we have and the best people we can find. Well, that's not going to be a narrow focus. You have to have a wide focus because people have now been educated and have opportunities. And so the best people are very diverse now relative to what it was maybe 40, 50 years ago when people didn't have access to education and educational opportunities to enable them to be successul in the workforce. So that's how I see it.
And that's how you're approaching it at your company and your portfolio of companies.
We have always focused on, in all of, we got 121,000 employees around the world. We do aptitude tests and personality profiles, and it's like, okay, this is a good person for this particular job. That's what we focus on. I kind of don't care what they look like, where they came from, but are they well equipped to be successful in that job? And that's how we've always approached it.